Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back in the GuildRock SMP server, and I'm sorry I've been gone for a little bit, just been busy with school, college work and stuff like that. Hope you guys can understand that, but we're back today here in GuildRock, and we're not gonna waste too much time here. We're gonna get straight into the video today, but before we do, I want to show you some things that have happened around here. First, someone is doing a little bit of trolling here. We are coming, and then they also did some of my house, and then a few of those banners a bunch of other places that I just have in a chest now, which is pretty funny. But off camera, I made this nice little path up here that leads up and over to this hillside here, cliffside, and I want to build a bridge to get to the other side, and then that can be how we get to our nether portal instead of just having to fly up there, make a weird walk up there all the time. But we have done that, and I've also extended the path down here and over here, which is where today's episode is going to take place, and it's right over here. We're going to be building the start of a little village that we're going to have here in our kingdom in this world. And I had an idea to build over here. I still have the layout because I'll probably still use it, but I had the layout to build a really big building for villagers, but then I was like, well, why do that when I can make myself a little town for villagers and fill up the land and make it look better? So that's what I've got started here, and today I'm actually going to take you guys along and show you the process to how I build these builds, and if you guys want to build them yourselves, feel free to. Just waiting on some glass here, and it looks like it is done, and I can go ahead and make some of this and then some of these. Alright, and that should be all we're going to need for this build. I'll go ahead and show you guys the rest of the materials that are over here in this little shulker box. It's not going to take a lot of materials for these builds. I hope I have enough calcite. I went to go buy some in the shopping district, but they're currently out of stock in the shop that sells it. But I know I've got enough of everything else. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do for these builds is, you can really do it with any wood you want. I like spruce wood. So we'll get some spruce wood, some calcite, and some diorite here. And I've got these templates down. We're going to go ahead and take up the corners. And then once we've got our corners up, we're going to go, for this build, for this house, we're going to go up 2 with the spruce wood. This is going to be a little bit of a smaller house, a little bit shorter, but it's going to look pretty cool. Also some spruce here in the middle. And we're going to go ahead and strip these down. And we can remove our placeholder blocks. Alright, now we can start filling in the walls here with the calcite and the diorite. So what I like to do first when I'm mixing gradients and messing around with different colors, I like to go ahead and place in the main block first, and then go back in and mix in with the other block. Alright, so now that we've got that in, we can come in here and just take out a few blocks where we want and put down some diorite. We can do this all the way around the build, and it'll give us a really cool look to the build. Alright, and once we've done that, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to grab some dark oak slabs. Probably going to make a few more of these, to be honest with you. So let's go ahead and make a few more of those, and we're going to get the roof started, and it's just going to be a simple roof line here, nothing too fancy. And we're going to continue this all the way around here. Alright, and then once you get your outline of your roof complete, we're just gonna put down a few blocks and hop up on the roof here. Finish off some of these other points. And now what we're gonna do is come around and grab some of our warped wart block and some of our warped planks here, and then we're gonna fill in the roof. Again, I like to start with the main block and then come back in with the other. So that's what we're gonna do here. There's a little skelly boy over there, and I'm sure he'll be fine. He can just stay over there and leave us alone, right? Yeah, sure. And then just like before, we're gonna come in here and layer in some of the other blocks. Alright, and then once you've done that, the next thing we're gonna do is come in with some warp trap doors and some warped stairs and make a little trim here. Just the roof on its own is pretty flat, so adding this in just gives it a nice little trim and makes it look a little less flat. And we can do this on both sides. You guys are seeing me do it here. It's very, very easy. Just stairs and trapdoors. Alright, and then just like that, our roof is done to this house, and then we can do just a little bit of detail here on the outside. Of course, we want to grab our door. We can grab some trapdoors here. We can come in and put a door. Can do a few trapdoors on the sides, on the windows, just to make it look a little bit more detailed. Same thing around here on the back. And then that's pretty much the outside done of this build, and it was pretty quick. Quick and easy. We can go ahead and put our windows around the outside just like so, and that's it for the outside. And I'll come back and do the insides, but for now I want to finish up the outsides, and that's what the first one looks like. It's just a little nice villager house. I think it looks pretty cool, and we can go ahead and get started on the next one over here, which we're going to do the same things, get rid of the spruce wood on the corners and fill in the walls just like before, and then the roof. Alright guys, and then once you have the walls in place, you can go ahead and do the same thing with the roof. We're going to do the same design as we did over here, and as you can see, this build is a little bit taller. And that's just because I didn't want them to all be so short, but this one is just a tad bit taller. But fell off. Whoops. And now we can go around the edge of the roof and do the same thing that we did on the other side. Alright guys, and then once you got the roof in place, we can come along and do the same thing here with the trapdoors and stairs across the roof, just like so. And then just like last time, we'll run around and fill in our windows and add on some dark oak trapdoors. Oh, that's a shame. Oh well. And then we will make some more dark oak trapdoors because I'm actually running pretty low. And we'll add some of these in around the window frames, just like so. And then on the front side of this build, we're actually going to do something a little bit different here. We are going to take this slab and break it and get some dark oak stairs, if I can find some. And then just throw in a little bit of a detail bit like that. Just gives it a little bit more of a design to it, and I think it looks pretty cool. And then we will do that on this side as well. And then something else we're going to do, we're going to come in and take some of the spruce trapdoor and put it over top just like that. It kind of gives it a cool little windowsill look to it. And we'll add that in there. We'll add it in there as well. And I think that looks pretty cool. And then just like that, that's the outside of our second house done. I mean, other than some more detail that we'll put in once we're done with all three, that's the second one done. And we can go ahead and get started on the third one, but first I want to see what this looks like from the sky. See what it looks like. Our little village is starting to come together, and I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, they're small builds, yeah, but it looks cool. I mean, it'll be cool to have a ton of these just scattered throughout eventually and have a nice village. But we're not going to waste any time here. We're going to go ahead and get in to the third house, sorry. And this one's actually a little bit tricky because it is on a diagonal. I haven't built on a diagonal in Minecraft in quite some time, but it's no different than any other build. We're just going to take away the corners to start with, just like we did last time. Alright, and now we can fill in the walls just the same exact way as we did before. Just on a diagonal, so it's just a little bit different, but for the majority, it's pretty much the same. The only difference when building on a diagonal, if you want to do windows, obviously you'll have to do full blocks of glass. So that's the only main difference. Alright, and then just like that, we've got the walls in place, so now we can go around and get the trim on the roof in. And that's, like I said, it's just going to be the same process as before. So we can go ahead and put down some placeholder blocks here, get up on the roof. Alright, and then for the roof we're going to do the same thing as the other builds. We'll just come up and around, just like so. We'll go up one there. We'll do that all the way around. Alright, now the roof on this build is a little bit trickier, just because it being on a diagonal and all makes it a little bit more tricky. And I actually had to come in here and redo the trim because I had actually messed it up. But now that we've got the trim done, we can do a little bit of detail on the roof. We're not going to do the trim that we did over here with the trapdoors and the stairs, just because this build has enough height already on the roof. So what we're going to do instead is come around and put in some trapdoors on these corners here where there's a full block exposed, just to add a little bit more detail. And then what we're also going to do is come up where these points meet too and add a trapdoor. Just again, just for a little bit more detail. I think it looks just a little bit better. Oh, fell down. Let me go back up. Alright, and now that we've done that, that's pretty much going to do it for the outsides of all of these builds. I mean, they don't look phenomenal, but for a smaller build, I think they look pretty cool. I'm not the best builder when it comes to really small scale like this, but I think I did a pretty good job, and I think it looks pretty cool. So the next thing that we're going to do is some of the interior on this, and I'm just going to show you, I'll probably show you this one because it's pretty much the same for all of them. So let me get some materials for the insides of the builds, and then I will show you guys that. Alright, so first things first, we're going to take up all of this brass so that we can lay down a floor. I'm going to use spruce wood for the floor. I do in most of my builds. I think it's just one of the nicest woods in the game, especially for interiors. Alright, and then once I've got my spruce wood down, I'm going to go ahead and lay down a little wall here. It's going to separate some of the villagers once we get them in place. And then same thing as before, I'm going to take some of this down and add in a little bit of variation to the wall. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here with some trapdoors and place these down right here. And the only purpose of this is just to, again, separate some of the villagers, to make the build feel a little bit more cozy as well. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Oh, oopsies. And something else we're going to do that I actually almost forgot to do is bring the roof down some here. So you can just fill this in kind of however you would like. I'm just going to do something like that. It looks good to me. And then the same thing over here. Alright. Now what we're going to do is take some stairs, and right here I'm going to put some stairs with trapdoors on top and then trapdoors on the side as well. And this is to make sure that the villagers can't get out. I can still jump over this to get in, but the villagers cannot, and it's just a little bit extra protection to make sure they can't walk out the front door, because that would not be good. It would not be good at all. Alright, and then we're going to get 5 beds because this house will be able to hold 5 villagers in total. And we're going to take these beds, place them down here and there, and then one more back in here. And then let's go ahead and actually sleep because it's getting nighttime. Alright, then we're going to take some barrels and some leaves just for a little bit of bushes up in here. Again, just makes the whole space look a little bit better. And that's looking pretty good. And then what we can do is go craft some lanterns really quick. And we can take our lanterns and pop them in throughout the build. Make sure each of the villagers have a light, just like so. And that's pretty much it. The only other thing that I want to do here, maybe we can put a barrel here just for some decoration with some chests on it, which I actually think I have some chests. Yeah, just like that. A little bit of storage, add in some space. And then the last thing is you take whatever profession block you're going to use. For me, I think this house is going to be for, I think actually, well, maybe not all of these houses. Definitely not all the houses in the village, but this part of the village might be all librarians. So for me, that's lecterns. I just don't have the materials to make that many lecterns right now, but when I do, I'll pop them down in each of the corners in here so that each of the villagers can have their trade block. And it's pretty much as simple as that. And what I'm going to do now is go ahead and go around to the other builds here and finish off the interiors for those as well, and then I will get back with you guys. Alright guys, I am back and I am now done with the interiors for our builds, other than the profession blocks of course. But let me go ahead and give you guys a tour of what we got here. So I also added this little well here in the middle of town. I don't know, I just thought it looked kind of cool. A little design I came up with on my own there. And I showed you guys this interior earlier, but just to refresh you guys if you don't remember, that's what that one looks like. And then we'll go into this one here and I can show you guys this one. This one's a lot smaller, just 2 beds for 2 villagers in here. Got a little table, and I actually sunk the floor in one and brought the walls down by one and put a little stair here, that way the ceiling was a little bit taller. And then we'll go into the diagonal build, which as you guys can see, I did add a little fireplace there just to bring more life to the starts of our village here. And on the inside we've got a little fireplace, which I need to put a furnace in there really quick. Alright, there we go, furnace in place. But yeah, we got a nice little fireplace, some chairs and a table, making use of the scaffolding block. And then in here we've got our villager housing, 3 villagers for this one, and 3 profession blocks to go down. I was going to do 4, but I couldn't really make it work with a 4th bed there, but I think this design looks pretty cool. And that's pretty much it for the insides of our builds. And I think on that note, that's actually going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you guys are excited for the village expansion that we're going to be doing in this world. I know I am. I'm super excited with the start that we've got going here, and I can't wait to work on it more and add more builds to the area. With that being said, I do hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you later, guys.